Hello Oilers fans, Austin here with another video. This one's a little bit different than what you're accustomed to on the channel, but I thought it would be kind of fun since we've now hit the exact halfway point of the season. Edmonton has played 41 games to take a look back at some of my my predictions and my bold hot takes with regards to this team before the season even started. I was taking a look at it earlier and I was having a good laugh, and I figured, you know what? I think the community that tunes in regularly will also have a good laugh at this, so you can all go into the comments section and tell me how dumb and wrong I was. If you end up enjoying this type of video where it's a bit, a bit more lighthearted and just it is a little bit different. I usually do pre-games, post-games, day afters, but I am trying to do different content here and there, and I thought this one would be fun to look back on because at the end of the day, we're hockey fans. There's a reason why I am not working in an NHL head office. There's a reason why I am not a pro scout. There's a reason why I sit at home, watch the games, and create fun content for everyone to watch instead of, maybe wearing a suit and tie and making tough decisions with regards to a hockey club. If you enjoy the video, smash the like button. If you really like it, make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I hope to produce even more content moving forward. More content that's not just pre-games and post-games, because I love this team. I love hockey. There's so much that I want to do and talk about all the time, and let's jump into it. So first things first, we're going to look at what my 2024-25 actual season projections were. These were projections that I was making based on a lot of different things: advanced analytics, my own belief system, and where I thought the team was going to be heading into the start of the year. And there's some funny ones. So we're going to open this up. My 24-25 projections. The scoring leaders. I had Connor McDavid with 47 goals and 142 points. Now, this could still happen. This could realistically still happen. Connor McDavid is known to go on those second half crazy runs. So that is not super, out of the ordinary. But what is the next player on this list? I predicted Leon Draisaitl to only have 36 goals and 99 points. He's on pace for over 60 goals. He's on pace for 130 points. What a dumb I am with regards to that prediction. So that's kind of a funny one to look at. Next one, Evan Bouchard. Of course, that's another one that just hasn't come to fruition. The power play is not where it was last season, and Evan Bouchard's production has dipped because of it. Evan Bouchard, though, still a good player. I still love him, but 25 goals, 90 points, that might have been a little bit too much, too exciting, too bold, too ambitious of a prediction. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 22 goals, 77 points. Now, Nuge likely does finish with around 22 goals, but the assists, I think I was giving a little bit too much credit to how many assists he would get on that top line with McDavid. My logic here was Nugent-Hopkins would assist on a decent amount of Connor McDavid goals, but Connor McDavid is not shooting the way he used to, not during that 60-goal campaign, and McDavid likely doesn't finish with 47, so that's kind of where my logic was on Nuge. Of course, Nuge likely finishes below 60 points this season if, the first half is anything to go off of. Zach Hyman, I had finishing with 36 goals and 70 points. 36 goals is still within reach, but he was hurt a little bit earlier in the season, and he got off to a really slow start. So Zach Hyman, obviously, we knew the goal production was going to come way down from his 54-goal campaign last year. So that prediction isn't completely out of the ordinary. Jeff Skinner, though. Jeff Skinner, this is a sad one, mostly because I had a lot of hopes for Jeff Skinner. I thought he'd see some power play time. I thought he'd see a lot more top six ice time. Jeff Skinner, I predicted to have 27 goals and 59 points. As it stands right now, as of the recording of this video, he's been healthy scratched at least once, and he's likely going to be a healthy scratch again heading into this weekend where the Oilers play the Chicago Blackhawks. So for Jeff Skinner, that's a disappointing signing so far. Maybe he can turn his season around, but not to the point that I thought he would. And Victor Arvidsson, I predicted to have 25 goals and 55 points coming back from a couple major injuries. Arvidsson, of course, had missed a lot of time earlier this season. He is starting to find his game, but 25 goals, 55 points, a little bit too ambitious in my opinion. Now, team as a whole, I had predicted to finish with 51 wins, 111 points, scoring 325 goals, giving up 254, power play at 27%, penalty kill 84%. The standings could very well come to fruition. The Edmonton Oilers are on pace for 50 wins this season, so that's not too crazy. The goals for, goals against, also not super crazy. They likely finish with about a plus 50, plus 60 goal differential as long as they keep playing the way they have been and stop having those types of first periods like they did against Pittsburgh. Power play play, it is starting to climb. It probably will finish around that 25, 26, 27% range. The penalty kill, I thought it would be stronger out of the gate. It wasn't. It is climbing, but it is not going to reach the 84% mark. And then when we look at the goaltending, I did predict Skinner to finish with a 35, 14-6 record. I thought he'd have a 915 save percentage and a 259 goals against average. Now, the goals against average could be realistic. The save percentage, absolutely not, unless he goes on a crazy heater here with how many saves he's making. And the overall record could be very similar. He may finish with about a 35, 14-6 record. Calvin Pickard, he's right in line, probably right in line with the margin of error. Maybe the save percentage is a little bit high for what I predicted him to have. The goals against average right in line, though. So overall, it's not terrible predictions, but I was a little bit too ambitious with some players, including Bouchard, including Nugent Hopkins, Victor Arvidsson, and Jeff Skinner. But overall, there are worse predictions out there, and this is just based off of, my own belief in the team. I really had a lot of hopes that their offense would be really killer with how many forwards they had. I even remember mentioning in this specific video that there's only so many goals that can go around for your team. So maybe I should have looked at the top 7 players that I had on the board here and went, you know what? That's a lot of goal scoring. That's a lot of points. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll move on to the hot takes. I did a video called 5 bold predictions for the Edmonton Oilers in 2024-25. I will leave a link to that in the description below. These were my bold hot takes. These were predictions where I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick with these predictions. This could make me look really bad. And for a couple of them, they do. Let's take a look at them here. My 5 bold predictions before the season started. Zach Hyman will only score 30 goals, and that is a very realistic possibility here. Zach Hyman does only have 13 as of the recording of this video. He could finish with 30, so that's not even a crazy bold prediction. The second one, though, this is where things get a little off the rails. I predicted Stuart Skinner would finish top 5 in goals against and save percentage. My God, was I ever wrong on that. If you all want to blame me for jinxing him before the start of the season, that's super fair. I completely jinxed him. That's my bad. Leon Draisaitl won't hit 100 points. This is where the reverse jinx comes in. I predict Draisaitl won't hit 50 goals or 100 points, and he's going to show me that he's going to hit 60 goals and 130 points. So you know what? I like that for Leon. A little bit of a reverse jinx there. We're a big fan of that. Matthew Savoy makes the team out of camp. Good God, what was I even thinking with that one? I had a lot of hopes for Matthew Savoy. Now, to credit to him, he's playing very well in Bakersfield right now. He likely will get a call-up at some point this season. They will want to get a look at him before the playoffs start when the Oilers start to load manage some of their players. Matthew Savoy, I'm excited for his future in an Oilers uniform, and after losing Dylan Holloway, Savoy, I hope, can come up and fill a bit of a role in the top 6 on the wings for Edmonton. And then my 5th bold prediction was Evan Bouchard winning the Norris Trophy. Again, I completely jinxed it. Evan Bouchard is not having the season that we all thought that he was going to have, but in potentially good news out of that is his next contract is going to be a lot lower than what was being projected during the summer. So you know what? That's all okay. My honorable mentions, though, all of these honorable mentions are actually super realistic. Number 1, Connor McDavid wins 0 regular season awards, and this is likely to be the case. He did miss a little bit of time with injury, and he hasn't been producing the way he normally does. He's still going to finish with over 100 points, likely 115, 120, but with the way players like Draisaitl and McKinnon and Rantanen are scoring and producing, it's tough to put McDavid in the conversation for any of the major awards. He's nowhere near the running for the Rocket Richard. He won't win the 10 Lindsay. He won't win the Art Ross. He won't win the Hart. Of course, I say this all now and then watch 41 games later, he's at the top of every single list. But Connor McDavid winning 0 regular season awards, I truly did believe that heading into the year, and obviously that could still come to fruition. Connor Brown scoring 15-plus goals. That could still happen. He's going to have to score at a decent clip here in the second half. I believe he's sitting on 6 or 7 goals right now. So for Connor Brown, that is still a possibility, but he's going to have to get going here. I still want him to get that hat trick so I can buy a Connor Brown jersey. And then Nugent Hopkins finishes with less than 60 points, and that one could actually happen. So that's not even the hottest of hot takes, but those were my bold predictions heading into the season. Just a fun little thing that I wanted to look back on. Now that we're halfway through the year, it is possible to go back, take a look at the trajectory of where the team is, where they were at the time, where they are now, and I thought it would be fun to just look back on. If you ended up enjoying this, if you ended up having a laugh, if you ended up shaking your head at the absolute unhinged belief system that I had for this team and players. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please hit that like button. Your support means the world. We will see you in the next one, Oil Country. I will be back with a pregame report against the Chicago Blackhawks, and then, of course, the postgame reaction and live stream commentary versus Chicago tomorrow, live here on the YouTube channel. I cannot wait. We'll see you soon. Tell someone that you love them, and as always, fight like a kid, fight like Ben. Let's go, Oilers.